I'm meteorologist. I'm going to say this is Thursday's MadnessCast, and a lot to talk about now that the tropics are going to get active. We're going to talk about Elsa shortly, which formed in a tropical storm over the last 24 hours, and that's going to be could be a threat to the United States here coming up next week. As I've already said in my tweet I put out the other day or yesterday, I told people to be a little courteous and respectful to the folks in southern Florida. Let's not throw a hurricane at them right now. It's not until we know more about what's coming. It's probably not going to hit. It's probably not going to hit southern Florida. Okay, it's probably either go west of Florida or east of Florida. Most likely west of Florida. So I think they're going to be okay down there. I know they got that disaster they're still working on, and we don't want to start throwing hurricanes at that whole situation right now, when there's no need to panic anybody, okay? At least not yet. All right, if we see some changes, we'll surely make changes to the forecast, but right now I don't think it's going to be a threat to South Florida. In the meantime, cold front is coming through the eastern part of the country. A lot of rain out there. It's raining at my house, and it feels good outside, and my grass is loving it. It's sitting there going more and more and more. I think I've had about 10 inches of rain over the last 24 hours. We had heavy thunderstorms yesterday, poured and poured and poured. Now we're getting rain, so we're probably going to end up with a couple inches of rain now, this whole thing. And eventually it's going to make it all the way down through here, and the upper level low that's supposed to come in off the GFS model, which is back here, it's not going to be as strong, so it looks like the weekend's going to end up being pretty good. There's all your rain on the radar, only from the plains back into here, okay. A lot of rain. A lot of people are getting rain out of this whole pattern. Yeah, I told you guys it was going to be a rainy pattern. Everybody seems to be surprised by that. 30-day forecast. I have to do a 30-day forecast today for July. Okay, I remember in June I did talk about it was going to be a rainy pattern for a lot of folks. I keep seeing on Twitter for everyone's like surprised there's a rainy pattern. Well, why would you be surprised? The trough was supposed to be out there. All right. This front is going to make its way eastward. Severe weather is going to be the problem today across the mid-Atlantic states. Some damaging winds, hail. Could be a brief tornado mixed in there. The heat actually, I had to mention it, but the heat did back down with 79 in Portland yesterday. So along the coast, the winds came in off the ocean, which cooled things off. Interior areas are going to stay hot, but I think we're kind of seeing the end of the heat wave going on there as well. The simulated radar, you can see these thunderstorms from New York City all the way down to the Roanoke Valley. Could be some damaging winds in there, some hail. You can see some of those purple spots, which is hail. And behind it, more rain going on here. So nice soaking rain. All right. By tomorrow, the front is made its way southbound. Still some showers, maybe some thunderstorms or small hail thunderstorms behind it across the northeast. Could be some heavy thunderstorms here in eastern North Carolina tomorrow, but for the most part, nice weather. Nice weather is coming in behind it, and thunderstorms start to develop out in the Rocky Mountains. All right, let's move to Elsa. Elsa formed way down here, way down here. It looks really nice on the another one behind it here, looking pretty good too. And on the lead one, made it through the Windward Islands. It's right here, but it's kind of dying out. Elsa is moving fast, really like 26 knots, and so it's gonna haul through the Caribbean. So usually when they're moving pretty fast, all right, they just continue on a straight line. So it'll just go like this. So this is why we're thinking South Florida's gonna be okay. And then it gets up into the Gulf of Mexico and it'll make its turn. That's probably gonna be the path we have to worry about next week. And I'll show you that in a second. And you can see on the satellite picture, a very well developed system here. But I think the problem is that it's moving so fast. It's probably going to have a hard time getting to a hurricane status. All right. But, I will say, this year has been a strange year with upgrading of the system. So, I can't predict what the NHC people are going to do. They do whatever. All right. That's my path. This is the path I had. Well, graphic doesn't fit too well, does it? But anyway, coming through here by Saturday, it's south of the Dominican Republic, and then Tuesday it's in the Gulf of Mexico, Thursday up into Carolina. So I think that's a pretty good, moving pretty quickly, that it's going to go through like this and out. They usually don't make any abrupt turns. It's kind of hard to turn. There's nothing really down here to turn it All right, it's pretty much going to be charging through. Eventually, it'll turn north in the Gulf of Mexico, and the Hurricane Center's got pretty much the same type of path as I do. You know what I mean? And the and even the computer models have pretty much the same path I do. So everybody's pretty much on the same agreement coming through here into the Gulf of Mexico, and then from there we'll see where it goes in terms of impacts the United States. All right, it's it has a chance of becoming a hurricane once in the Gulf of Mexico, but most of the models, if you look at the models here, there's your tropical storm here, hurricane up in here, so you can see it's kind of 50-50, so maybe you can go 50-50 on it. All right. They do what they do. All right, GFS model's got the storm here. This is Monday. It's got it south of Cuba. All right. And then it goes into the Gulf of Mexico. It's been pretty consistent on this. I'm going to show you the European in a second, which is totally different. And then it brings it up on the Eastern Seaboard, which, by next week looks pretty scary doing that. So hopefully it doesn't happen. That's pretty scary for the Mid-Atlantic coastline. The European model, really, here it is here. It's not doing too well with it. I think that's it. It's hard to tell what it is, So it's not really, it crosses it over and just says this weak thing going through there. So we'll see. GFS has been overblowing these things left and right this year. And that's what the trend has been. And the European hasn't done. No one's doing really well in these tropical systems this year. So, all right, that's it for today. Meteorologist, New York City.